Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this week's assembly. We are welcoming everybody from nursery all the way through to primary 7 this morning for a very special assembly on our last day before we break up for our February holiday week. It's Friday, the 5th of February 2021, and the title of today's assembly is Express Yourself. And I'm hoping that by the end of the assembly, you will have lots of ideas of things that you would like to do during your holiday to express yourself. Now, the theme comes from the charity Place to Be. 6 years ago, they launched a Children's Mental Health Week to shine a spotlight on what you can do to support your mental health. And every year they have a different theme for you to focus on. And this year's theme is called Express Yourself. And the reason they came up with a theme for you to focus on is because lots of times we talk about what we're doing to keep ourselves physically well. So we know in our last lockdown we had Joe Wicks on the telly every day doing fitness activities with us. We were being encouraged to get outside and go for walks in the fresh air. But the Place to Be recognised that also we don't need to just think about our physical well-being, but what's really important to think about our mental well-being as well, and how we feel in our mind. And we'll learn a bit today in assembly about how we feel in our mind affects our feelings and our emotions. And sometimes we need some ideas, we need some help, we need a little bit of support to help us feel well and to have those positive feelings that we talk about in our resilience assemblies as well. So, what does express yourself mean? And you can see there's lots of pictures there that will give you some ideas about what expressing yourself might mean. It's about finding creative ways to share feelings, thoughts, or ideas through things like art, writing, music, dance, and doing things that make you feel good. And I know in some of the classes this week in home learning, they have been having some activities to get you to think of what you could do to help to make you feel good. And I think now more than ever, these sorts of activities are really, really welcomed. Sometimes when we're having to sit at computers more than we normally would, or being on screens more than we normally would, it's lovely to go away and do something very creative, to dance to music, or to write a story, or to paint a lovely picture. And that's what we're going to explore a little bit more about in our assembly today. In a moment, I'm going to get you to pause this video so we can watch a little short one called Express Yourself. And in the video, there are many different ways that people are expressing themselves. It's not very long, but there are lots and lots of different examples in it. And at the end of it, you could perhaps chat with the people who are at home with you. So that could be your siblings or mum and dad or whoever's looking after you today. Or if you're in hub school, you could chat with the rest of the children in your bubble and see how many you can come up with that you spotted at the end. I wonder which of the things you saw in the video just there are the sorts of things you like to do in your free time to be creative and express yourself. So I thought I would share with you the sorts of thing I like to do in my free time to express myself. And I'm sure if you're looking at the slide at the moment, you'll be starting to guess what that activity might be. Yes, it's baking. I love to bake in my spare time. It's really good for clearing my mind, and I really enjoy the process, but very importantly, there's always a really delicious product on the other side for me to enjoy. So I made a little video to show you this morning of me doing my creative task that I enjoy doing to inspire you with what creative tasks you might like to do.
Do it good. Whatever you do, Lord, Lord. Do it good. Alright. It's not what you look like when you're doing what you're doing. It's what you're doing when you're doing what you look like you're doing. Express yourself. well. They're doing it on the moon, y'all. In the jungle too. Everybody on the floor now. Jumping like a kangaroo. So let the horn do the thing they do, y'all.
So why does finding healthy ways to express yourself matter? It matters because when we feel good about ourselves, it can help our mental health and well-being. One way of caring for our mental health is to notice and share how we are feeling. Expressing ourselves in creative ways can help us to do that. So how does being creative and expressing yourself make you feel when you're painting, when you're drawing, when you're singing, when you're dancing? You might feel happy or good. You might feel calm. Maybe it makes you feel excited. Maybe delighted or thrilled or ecstatic and joyful. And maybe it makes you feel relaxed or chilled. And remember, it's not about being the very best at it. We can find creativity in many different ways, and it's important that we are expressing ourselves and being creative and not worrying about having to be able to be the best at it or to do it really, really well. I love to bake, but I don't think I could sell my cakes to people because they probably wouldn't be good enough for people to buy. But I find them delicious and I really enjoy the process of making them. And some people love to dance. They love to just listen to music and start dancing, but they want to dance like nobody's watching. They don't want to dance and think, oh, I'm not very good at it. Maybe people will think I'm not a good dancer, so I shouldn't. We should dance because it makes us feel good and because it makes us have that joy and happiness and calmness that we just talked about in the feeling slide. So you can pause this video now to watch a little clip from a book called Beautiful Oops. And this is a wonderful story book that was written to show how our mistakes and things that we do creatively, if we're being creative, we can turn them into all sorts of other things. So oopses are actually quite beautiful if we're being truly creative. So how can we help and support each other to get creative and express ourselves this Children's Mental Health Week? And we've got our February holiday coming up, so this is a perfect opportunity for you to try a new creative task or do something different. And I wonder which of the creative tasks that we've just heard about I might try in my holiday. Maybe I'll do some photography. Maybe I'll take some pictures, go out on some lovely walks and see if I can take some pictures of nature. Or maybe I'll do some painting. Maybe I'll paint outside in my garden, or if some of you have been joining in with the bird watch, maybe I'll do some paintings of the birds in my garden. Maybe I'll dance. Maybe I'll just put some music on and I'll dance around my kitchen. I love to do that. It makes me feel very happy and very joyful. Or maybe I'll dress up as a unicorn and have some fun with some dress up. What are you going to do to make yourself feel creative and express yourself? I'd love to hear what sorts of things you do in your February holiday. Maybe you could share some photos of them in the Achievements from Home section for me to have a little look at. I'd love that. So if we're looking for some other ideas, you could play the squiggle game. This is a really creative game. You get pens and pencils and a piece of paper, quite simple, and then you make a squiggle on the paper, anywhere you like. Just let your pen go for a walk all around the paper. And then once you've done that, you stand back and have a look at it. Can you spot any shapes in your squiggle that you could turn into something else. So I saw a panda in mine, so I started to colour in his ears and eyes and gave feet and little paws. And then if you're being really creative, you could make up a imaginative story about the character that you've made or the picture that you've made, and maybe you could name it and you could tell a story to people in your house all about your little character. That might be a nice one to try if you want to try some drawing as your creative task. Or you could do some origami. So I've attached underneath the assembly slides some video for you to watch to see how to do it. But you could, there's a simple dog face or a cat face that you could make out of paper. And if you're still looking for some ideas, Rapunzel, who was stuck in her tower for a very, very, very long time, had a fantastic way of being creative and keeping herself busy all day. So if you would like some inspiration, there's a little optional video there that you could watch the song from Rapunzel, When Will My Life Begin? Because she has lists and lists and lists of things that she does to express herself and be creative. And if you're still looking for more inspiration, then the place to be have some fantastic virtual sessions that you can get involved in on their website. And I've added a link to that to the journal post. So you can express yourself through art, dance, writing, acting, and creating content. And there's some famous faces who are there to deliver some of that content for you so that you can join in with that and get some inspiration. I know if anybody was watching Strictly at Christmas time, Oti Mabusi is doing the dance session. So if you're interested in doing some dance, then you can watch the video for that. So I like to always come back to our values because we've been talking lots about how to express ourselves and how to be creative and how that will really help our minds and help our mental well-being and our emotions. So we look at our little values or characters and wonder, which one do you think we're going to be using? If we focus on this and really, really put a spotlight on if we're looking after ourselves in this way, which one of our James Gillespie's values will we be using? Maybe turn to someone at home and see which one you think it is. Is it Kit, respect and kindness? Is it Kenmore, our curiosity value? Is it can do, candy? Or is it Link, our connected value? So the one I chose for today was Kenmore. Curiosity, being curious and being creative and exploring new things is what Kenmore is all about. But I know you might also have said candy as well, because in order to do all of these things, we need to have a can-do attitude, don't we? We need to try. But I know that Kenmore really, really wants us all to try and learn something new, explore, do something you didn't do yesterday, and see where it takes you. So maybe Kenmore was the one that you said. So I'm going to finish today's assembly by wishing anybody who had a birthday since the last assembly, since last Friday, a very happy birthday. I had my birthday last Saturday, another one to have a lockdown birthday. I'm sure we all will have had one by the end of this year. So we have to think more creatively than ever, don't we, for our birthdays to make it extra special. Maybe you'll help somebody to bake a cake. Maybe you'll have a little party in your living room and do some dancing. But whatever you do, have lots and lots of fun. And from all of your James Gillespie's family, we wish you a really, really happy birthday. So thank you everybody for listening this morning, and I hope you've been inspired to go away off for your holidays and do some lovely creative tasks, and we look forward to hearing all about them. Have a fantastic break from home learning, and thank you so much from all of us for working so hard with all the tasks that you have been doing at home, and that's for all the children and also for all the adults who have been supporting children at home whilst working at the same time and managing all of the things that we have to do at home. Have a fantastic break together.